A well-honed sixth sense spelled out the danger, settled upon him like a faint key change in the night's atmosphere, and he jumped from his taxi as it ground to a standstill in the bleating traffic halfway across Vauxhall Bridge. Mark Wolfe had always been a careful man. Many wouldn't have noticed the over-guarded nature of his taxi driver, nor the steeled, rear-view gaze that relayed the unmistakably battered aura of a spy. But this level of caution, some would say paranoia, had kept Mark alive on multiple occasions. Still, he might have buried his suspicion this time, even as the driver slid a furtive hand towards the glove compartment, had he not recalled his almost new BMW 5 Series refusing to start in the driveway that morning. The taxi door slammed. It was a mild early spring, but he could still feel the Thames, as cold and melancholy as a foreign jail, and he strode through the swirling petrol fumes, not caring how he'd just looked. He wasn't going to take any risks, and Pimlico Station was close. Mark crept his way towards the end of the bridge, streetlights alternately stretching then shrinking his shadow beneath him, and shot a look back over his shoulder at the ziggurat-shaped SIS headquarters he'd just left, golden lights signposting its two central towers. The figure followed at a wary distance, his taxi orphaned in the left-hand lane, hazards flaring. Instinct sped Mark through the tailback. A cyclist swerved to avoid him, and the second ring of its bell told Mark the taxi driver was mirroring this jaywalk. To his right, steep steps led to the river walk, and Mark almost threw himself down. But he'd celebrated more birthdays than the stranger following, and didn't want to force a confrontation on a less populated, poorly lit path, so turned onto Millbank at the traffic lights. The trees were budding, and the Thames glittered in the lights cast from the south side as he stuck fast to the walls, habitually scanning the roads ahead, in case the man pursuing wasn't working alone. Up ahead, silhouetted against churning waters, another figure rose from a bench. With the rapid nonchalance of the professionally hunted, Mark strode across the street and up the stairs towards the classical portico housing Tate Britain's entrance foyer. He was surprised to find the wide lobby full of people queuing for the gallery's late-night Friday opening, and assumed the look of a man who owned the place, walking straight past the line and up to the main door. An attendant was about to berate him for breaking the queue when Mark flashed him a look layered with such superiority he could do nothing but nod and stand back, convinced to not do so would be more than his job was worth. Mark clicked his way across the tiled floor, past signs for the Turner collection, the Hockney exhibition, then barreled on past the sculptures and down into an opening on the left, a smaller, darker room, the gold frames of the paintings serrated like postage stamps. He waited behind a bronze ballerina of indeterminate quality to get a good look of his shadow. The odds of a meaningful confrontation here, in a public place stuffed full of CCTV, were no lower than they would have been on Vauxhall Bridge. But he'd gained a foothold on the situation now. He was the one, in a sense, controlling the hunt. Foreign powers had attempted to turn him before, kidnap him before, kill him before, but they hadn't succeeded yet. He pretended to scrutinize the long-dead royals and Rubenesque nudes draped on chaise longue, while getting a good look at the art lovers around him. A few minutes passed, and still no sign of a follower.